We got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, it is on us. And look, this election comes down to us. This election this Monday, hope you all had a great weekend, comes down to really who we are as a people. It's not about Trump. It's not about Kamala Harris. It's about us. Are we primarily an ugly, cruel, afraid people? Are we a people who are going to be driven by our fears, driven by our prejudices, driven by our anger, driven by our bad angels? Are we so easily frightened that Donald Trump can put any kind of lie in front of us and it'll work? It'll get your vote. This election isn't about Trump and it's not about Harris. It's about us. Are we so afraid? Are we a people so afraid? Is Trump right that he can scare the shit out of you? He can scare the shit out of us to get your vote. We're going to find out. In about 37 days, we're going to find out, because it's clear as you watch this campaign with 37, 38 days to go, with each and every day we go, with each and every day that we get closer to Election Day, Donald Trump is getting darker and darker and uglier and more hateful and more hateful and more cruel and darker in what he says. I said it a while ago, and it's still true. To get your vote, Donald Trump is trying to scare the hell out of you. Will it work? But he's getting more fearful by the day. The shit he puts in front of you to scare you, man, there's no bottom to it. There's no bottom to what he will say to try to scare you. He was out this past weekend, just at his latest two rallies. Doesn't matter where they were. Pennsylvania, I think one. Michigan, I think another. Donald Trump stood in front of his rally goers and said that people in this country illegally are here to slit your throats. He used those words. He used that phrase. And remember, with Trump, the truth doesn't matter. So Trump wants you to think that everybody is in this country illegally. Every immigrant, every migrant, every brown and black person coming into this country is here illegally. That's what Trump wants you to believe. But what he said this weekend was, because remember, he's trying to scare the shit out of you. He's trying to reach down inside you and appeal to that ugliest primal fear that you have. He said they're here to slit your throats. The migrants are here to slit your throats. The immigrants are in this country to slit your throats. He used those words. Those Haitians in Springfield, what are they here for? Not just to eat your pets. They're here to slit your throats. I don't know that you can use a more fearful phrase, but do you see what he's doing? And I suppose you can believe that every brown and black migrant, every brown and black immigrant coming to America for a better life, right? For opportunity, for a job, for a good life for themselves and their family. I suppose you can believe that they're all coming into this country to slit your throats. And I suppose if you believe that, then Trump has you. But what an ugly, ugly thing to say. That all of these migrants are here to slit your throats. Trump used those words, but understand why he's using those words. Donald Trump believes the only way he can win is to scare the shit out of you. It's what he believes. And as every day goes by and as election day looms larger and closer, he's going to go darker and darker to try to scare the shit out of you. Just know, Ross and everybody else, know what Trump is doing. Don't go blindly into that good night. Just understand what he's doing. He believes he can fool you. He believes he can scare the shit out of you. He believes he can so grab your inner primal fears that you will on your knees vote for him. I think you're better than that. I think you're better than that. And then the other night, again, I think this was in Michigan, it got worse. It got uglier. It got darker in the things that Trump will say. Donald Trump said that cops should have an hour every now and then, or a day every now and then, police officers in this country to do whatever they want to do to keep the peace. The purge. Donald Trump at a rally said, again, law enforcement officers in this country should ignore all the rules, put themselves above the law and do whatever they want to do to lawbreakers. Trump said that to potential lawbreakers. Trump said that because, again, in Trump's world, every minute of every day, there is a black person or a brown person, an American or an immigrant committing a crime, slitting somebody's throat, stealing something in your neighborhood on your street. In Donald Trump's America, this is happening everywhere. Remember, Trump thinks you're stupid. And let's be honest. If Donald Trump thinks you can so easily be scared that you'd believe bullshit like this, Donald Trump doesn't think very well of you. If Donald Trump believes you can so easily be fooled, that all he has to say is that there are migrants on your streets, in your neighborhood, coming to rape your women and slit your throats, and you'll believe that. Trump doesn't think very highly of you. But that's Trump's again, does Trump believe this? No, Trump only believes in Trump. Trump's trying to scare the shit out of you to get you to vote for him. But he actually said over the weekend at a rally that cops in this country, there should be no rules, no norms, no laws. Cops should be able to kill, maim, do whatever they want to do against potential lawbreakers. And only that will discourage crime. If we gave cops an hour every now and then, or a day every now and then to purge, to in essence be criminals, Donald Trump, Republican nominee for president, advocating that one day a month, one day every 2 months, cops become criminals to be able to do something about crime in this country. The Republican nominee for president publicly advocating that. I mean, to my Trump supporters listening to me right now, do you want to give cops in this country that power? Do you want to give the government that power? Give a cop an hour a week to become a criminal and do whatever that cop wants to do to discourage crime? Like just openly shooting thieves, shooting shoplifters? And that's what Trump's advocating, that 1 hour a week or one day a month, cops can shoot and kill shoplifters because that will discourage shoplifting. Do you agree with that? Is there a Trump supporter who agrees with that? Because again, that's what the Republican nominee for president said over the weekend. Me personally, I no one's above the law. Most certainly not a public servant. So I wouldn't want to give the president of the United States that power to be a criminal. I wouldn't want to give the vice president of the United States that power. I wouldn't want to give any agency head that power. And I certainly wouldn't want to give a cop the power to be above the law, to kill people, to commit crimes, to discourage crime. But that's just me. I don't believe in giving government that power. I don't believe anybody in this country should be above the law. Do you? Like, I don't know, Keith, let me know if anybody jumps in. If there's a Trump supporter listening to me right now who agrees with Trump, that an hour a week or a day a month, cops should have the power to do anything, any and all rough stuff, commit any and all crimes to discourage criminal activity in this country. If there's a Trump supporter who agrees with that, weigh in right now. Defend that. But law-abiding citizens aren't afraid of that, Josh says. Josh, answer my question, though. Josh, don't be a puss. Don't be a wussy. Answer the question, Josh. Do you want cops to have that power? One day a week to be above the law and do whatever they want to do? Josh says, yes, I would love to give those cops that power to bring crime down. Josh, I appreciate your honesty. There's a Trump supporter who would give cops in this country the power to be above the law. Josh Michaels is his name. Don't know where Josh lives, but Josh right there, a Trump supporter, says, yep, Joe, I want to give cops the power to shoot and kill shoplifters, to just walk up to gangbangers who are just standing on a street corner and shoot them, whether they've committed a crime or not. In fact, they don't have to commit a crime. That's what Trump said. Just to discourage crime, one day a week or 1 hour a day, cops should be able to do anything. So that means, Josh, you agree, you believe cops should just be able to shoot and kill anybody they think may commit crimes down the road because they want to discourage crime. Josh, you're in the minority in this country, and thank God you're in the minority in this country. And I don't believe most Trump supporters would support that. our cops, somebody else said our cops need to set examples. Okay, so committing a crime, killing an innocent person, that's the example you want cops to set. Again, I think even among most Trump supporters, and this is what always kills me, Laverne, Trump said no such thing. Yes, he did, Laverne. Trump didn't mean it literally. Like I got I got so many messages over the weekend when I went off on this. Hey, Joe, Trump didn't mean it literally. Isn't it always so amazing? Isn't it always so rich how Trump's supporters hold Donald Trump to such a low standard? Isn't it rich, right? How Trump supporters don't hold Trump to the same standard that they hold every other politician to. The point: Donald Trump is getting uglier and uglier, and more reckless and more reckless, and more dangerous and darker in what he says. There is no bottom. This is 38 days before the election. Oh my God, wait until you hear what Donald Trump will say a week before the election, because the point here is Trump thinks you all are easily fooled, easily scared, frightened little children, and all he's trying to do is scare the shit out of you to get your vote. Hey, one more. I believe it was Friday night, and Trump doubled down over the weekend on Kamala Harris. Donald Trump said Kamala Harris was mentally impaired from birth. She's mentally impaired from birth. Donald Trump said that about the Democratic nominee for president. Not that she's bad on the issues, not that she's wrong on immigration, not that she's inexperienced, not that she didn't do anything as vice president, not that she's got the wrong vision for America. Donald Trump said she's mentally impaired and she was born that way. It's the hate. It's the cruelty that, again, Trump thinks will work with you. What an ugly, ugly, hateful thing to say. Like, you can disagree with Kamala Harris, and I'm sure plenty of you do. Think she's wrong. Think she's misguided. Think she's a Marxist or a communist. But do you think she's mentally impaired? Like, I get how many of you think Joe Biden, 81-year-old Joe Biden, isn't all there. Joe Biden isn't all there anymore. He's 81. He's slowed down, clearly. Kamala Harris? Are we at a point where, because you disagree with her and you don't want her to win, you think she was born mentally impaired? And she's done everything she's done in her life as someone who was born mentally impaired? Oh my God, Joe, she's letting in so many illegals. Okay, disagree with her on that policy, change that policy. Don't vote for her because you think she did a lousy job as the borders are. But she was born mentally impaired? No, that's not Trump having a problem with Kamala Harris's stance on an issue. That's Trump being ugly and cruel and hateful. That's Donald Trump spreading hate. There's no greater disseminator of hate in this country than Donald Trump. There's no bottom. to what he will say about Kamala Harris. And I know there are Trump supporters who've got no problem. Rich, if I'm exhausting, why do you listen to me? Just always cracks me up. Joe, you're exhausting. Man, free country, free will. Go do your own thing then, buddy. I will die on this hill. Most Trump supporters are better than Trump. Most Trump supporters do not believe Kamala Harris is mentally impaired from birth. You don't believe that. And I believe even most Trump supporters believe that's an ugly, hateful, despicable thing to say. And to the Trump supporters who agree with Trump, just know this: it's a stupid thing politically to say. Again, if you're trying to win an election, it's a stupid thing to say, because most Americans rightly do not believe Kamala Harris is mentally impaired and was mentally impaired from birth. So to say that is to turn off most Americans. And if you want to win an election, it just ain't a smart thing to do to turn off most Americans. But this is the road we're on. Trump's only path to victory is to scare you, to lie to you and scare you. It's the only way he can get your vote. Trump's only path to victory is appeal to the very worst in you. We all got it. We all got good and bad in us. We're complicated. We are complicated creatures. We all got hopes and dreams, and we all got angers, and we all got prejudices, and we all got fears. We got it all inside us, all of us. And what Trump's doing is reaching inside of you and grabbing and punching and poking your worst fears. That worst part of you that can be easily manipulated. That part of you that wants to lash out and hate people who disagree with you. That's the only way Trump wins. I just don't want to believe it will work. Hey, one other thing that was bugging me all weekend, and it goes to this. You hear me say this a lot. The reason our democracy is in trouble is because most Americans are no longer, like, we have a job to do as Americans. It's called the social contract, right? Our social contract with each other. We got to be tolerant. We got to be respectful. We have to be engaged, and we have to stay informed. We got to follow the facts and the truth. We cannot be easily fooled. We cannot be easily led astray by lies and disinformation. That's our job as citizens, to not be easily fooled by lies and disinformation. Man, there was a whopper that Donald Trump and his right-wing media cheerleaders began to spread on Friday. The lie is this, and if you're a Trump supporter, you probably heard it. Kamala Harris, this is the lie. The Biden-Harris administration let 13,000 convicted murderers into this country illegally. That's the lie. Trump repeats it at every rally. Hannity, everybody else, everybody in the right-wing media world puts it out there. Oh my God, 13,000 convicted murderers came into this country, are into this country. They came in illegally. They're free throughout the country, all because of Biden and Harris. 13,000 illegals who are convicted murderers came in the past 3.5 years. That lie has spread all over the country, started by Trump, J.D. Vance, and spread by social media and Trump's cheerleaders. It's a lie. which means it's not true. Okay? The truth is, if you care about the truth, like, you can still be angry at our broken immigration system. I'm angry at our broken immigration system. You can believe it's wrong that we allow so many people into this country for so long until their asylum requests are heard. You can get that. I'm with you on all that. You can have big concerns with the border, but not be easily swayed by lies. So the Trump right-wing lie that Kamala Harris, as border czar, let 13,000 illegals into this country who are all convicted murderers in the past 3.5 years. That's the lie. The facts? That number, 13,000, is a part of non-citizens who've entered this country illegally under every administration. Like, a lot of those 13,000 came in when Trump was president, when Obama was president, when George W. Bush was president. That 13,000 illegals who are convicted murderers, that number goes back decades. And by the way, that number represents people convicted of a crime, the vast majority of whom committed that crime after they came into this country illegally. So they came into the country illegally under Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden, and then they committed their crime. Then they committed their homicide. You with me? These are the facts. And because of our broken, screwed up immigration system, these illegals who were convicted of, say, homicide, almost all of them are in our jails now. They're not detained by our immigration officials. They're in our jails. Their countries of origin won't take them back. So because of our broken immigration system, these 13,000 illegals who have committed homicide going back decades, the vast majority of them are in our jails. And they're not counted as detained because they're not detained. They're classified as non-detained because they're not held by our immigration officials. They're in our jails. Again, the facts, the truth. One more fact, one more set of facts and truths. Again, you can be pissed off about our immigration system, but you cannot lie. You cannot say that Kamala Harris let 13,000 convicted murderers into this country illegally. You can't say that. That's a lie. They came in under Biden, they came in under Trump, they came in under Obama, and they came in under George W. Bush, and go back beyond Bush. By the way, the numbers, the true numbers are this. In July, this past July 2024, there were 425,000 convicted criminals in this country who are non-detained, 425,000 who committed a crime, homicide, robbery, whatever. As of this past July, under Biden, there were 425,000 of them. That's the big number in this country illegally who are non-detained, the vast majority of whom are in our jails. In July of 2020, when Trump was president, that number was 405,000. So when Donald Trump was president in July of 2020, there were 405,000 people non-detained in this country who were convicted of crimes. Go back to July of 2016 when Obama was president. That number was 368,000. So this has been a problem for a long, long time. 368,000 convicted criminals non-detained in our country when Obama was president. 405,000 convicted criminals non-detained in our country when Trump was president. 425 convicted criminals non-detained since Biden's been president. A problem, to be sure. Clear evidence of a broken immigration system. Hell yeah. But a problem and a broken immigration system under Barack Obama, a problem and a broken immigration system under Donald Trump, and a problem and a broken immigration system under Joe Biden. Emblematic, though, of how easy it is to put a lie out there. And man, that lie gets around the world. And the vast majority of people who heard that lie on Fox News from Donald Trump, they'll never know the truth. They'll never know the facts. Again, I'll die on this hill because I believe most Americans want to be informed. Most Americans don't want to be lied to. So to my Trump supporters, to everybody listening to me right now, man, do yourself a favor and don't believe the first piece of bullshit that's put right in front of you. Do me a favor. Don't believe the first thing Donald Trump says. Don't believe anything Donald Trump says. Don't believe the first thing you hear on Fox News or your right-wing radio guy. Man, be smart enough. Have enough respect for yourself, Trump supporter, that you'll dig into it and find out what the truth is. And so when Hannity or somebody says, 13,000, Kamala let 13,000 convicted murderers into this country illegally. Whoa, hear that and then look into that. Find out if that's true. And if you had done that over the weekend, you would have found out it wasn't true. Hell, not even close to the truth. They came in when Trump was president. MAGA, MAGA. You didn't scream about it then, did you? Be better. Damn it, be better than that. All of us. Let's make it a great week. Have a great week. By the way, a couple things. Follow me on every platform. Please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Social Contract with Joe Walsh. It doesn't cost you a thing. When I'm done here in a second, go to my YouTube channel, The Social Contract with Joe Walsh, and just subscribe. You'll get notices on all of the videos I'm doing. That would be great if you could do that. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Threads, follow me on Facebook, follow me here on Twitter, follow me everywhere. If you've got an email for me, if you want to let me know what, send me an email, joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com, all one word, joewalshwhiteflag. I got to change that, don't I? joewalshwhiteflag@gmail.com. Send me your good, bad, and ugly. Make it a good week. Be brave, everybody. Be brave.
Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.